My name is Shogun. Joining me today is my good friend Senkra. We haven't done this in a while, but we're going to do a poetry event, and he's going to take us into that. But make sure you join the Temple Mount Discord server and find our podcasts on the YouTube and BitChute channels, Temple Mount Official, Temple Mount Podcast. That being said, welcome, Senkra. Thanks for joining us. How are you, brother?
I'm doing fantastic, and thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So I'm looking forward to getting into some poetry. Do you want to start us out with a reading, or how do you want to take us into this?
So a lot of times I like to start out with something we've written in the past that we're very proud of. So I'd like to open up the floor to anybody who wants to share any poetry they've written up in the past.
Does anybody have a poem? Krisheka?
Yep. This one's called Dreams. Oh, actually, you wanted one that was more recent, right?
No, you can read anything you want.
Sorry about that.
Anything you want, anything you're proud of that you've written in the past. Like I just want to establish that people write poetry and that they're proud of it. That's all I'm doing right now.
Okay. Clicked off of it when I remembered that you were asking earlier for one that was recent, but I'm just about to find it. Sorry about this. Okay, so dreams. Awakening the last few days knowing, feeling that I've had a dream I am meant to remember. Something impactful was dreamt of, but what? Memories of it, parts of it slide in and out. It's still there, I know it. The emotional imprint still lingers. The reason for the dream still fuels the depths of that stir. A flash here and there as I try to recall. My day begins with another, then a few more. I remember my dreams, I affirm to myself. Sure, there's work being done at night while I sleep. I'm exhausted. Much work, but what? I'm keeping it from myself. They are. Who? Attention back to the memory flashes. Yes, I know if I grab for them, they will fade. I hold the image, the emotional imprint, softly prolongs the stay. Scanning for details, slowly prolongs the stay. Those lingers, what do they tell me? Those flashes, where do they bring me? Dreams.
Beautiful.
That's it. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing. Senkra, do you maybe have a
Absolutely
poem?
Yeah, I have one that's I don't want to really start with one of my masterpieces, but do we have a text channel that I can post this so people can read along, just in case there's somebody here whose English is not their first language, you know what I mean? So they can follow along as I read it.
You could post it right in general chat if you want.
Is that the best place?
That way the most people will see it.
Okay. I don't have one immediately available. How about you read one, bro?
I would if I had one, but I'm not much of a poet, so I looked through some of my journals, and all I have is...
We've done events in the past.
I know. I don't have a poem written down close to hand. I was thinking I might write one tonight, but I don't have one to read, unfortunately.
That's okay.
I've got another one. If one that was the most recent one. If no one else has one.
Please do read another, because
Okay.
It's gonna take me a minute to find this.
Okay. So, oh wow, I didn't give this one a name. I'll do it anyways. Okay, so it's funny in a way, knowing while not saying a word. Behavior. Incredible, really. If left alone to their devices, what is done? has been done. To think of any of it would be a waste of time. Yet each piece revealing of those masked deceptions thought of as concealed, straight-faced, interesting. Is there a sting when observing reality? Its free will chosen, not forced behaviors until spoken upon. Weighed, interesting. Revelation of the depths when free rein given. No sting, lament. That's it.
I couldn't find my poem just because I was so into yours.
Aw, thanks.
No, it's heavy, but I feel like it rings true for most people who have ever been in a relationship, you know?
Yep.
Okay, here, I got one for you. It's called Something. I'm gonna have to post it afterwards because I can't find it immediately. There must be something there. Some undiscovered thing that seems to cling to breath like air, just hovering in front of me. It set my mind to wondering if this is just another dream that waking will not spare. No sense or change for gain of purchase, on whence and where it came, uncertain, yet something still remains there lurking deep within each other's stares. In vision wondrous or rare, for only once was witness bared, of distance bridged with whispers where my name was stained on lips as red as fire flame and flares. That burning image in my brain, a picture painted plain and clear, made painfully aware you think me boring, deemed my words were worth ignoring. Still, I'm begging and imploring to be heard by angels' ears. I pray they take this tapestry, which fate seemingly happily has woven to get back at me for past desires dared. So save a place in heart for me. Erase distasteful prophecy that claimed that love is not to be a part of life I share.
Very good. Thanks for sharing that.
Nice, yeah.
That was gorgeous, brother.
I want to copy and paste it, but I can't do it on my tablet right now.
I've got one I'll share with you, Senkra.
Please do.
Let's, well, first of all, it's called Describe Your Soul. Let's paint a picture that has never been seen. First, we need a color that doesn't exist. Start with an idea that's completely your own. Every stitch, every fabric, meticulously sewn. Not a scratch or a blemish, a bruise or a dent. From complete nothingness, it has been wrenched. In its infinite glamour, it knows no shame. It does not carry your burdens or accept your blame. It would dwell on the past if it accepted time as a fact and not a construction to keep us trapped. Its future would be easily defined by two simple things: the constant pursuit of hopes and dreams.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Tios.
Yeah, you said it would be defined by two simple things, right? What was the other one? Is that part of the poem?
Yeah, as the pursuit of hopes and dreams.
Oh, by two simple things, the pursuit of hopes and the pursuit of dreams.
That's right.
Okay. Phenomenal, bro. That actually touched a little too deep.
It's too late to apologize.
All right. Well, let's get into the actual construction of poetry. You guys ready?
Enlighten us, my friend.
All right. So we're about to take 5 minutes, right? And sharing is optional. We'll take 5 minutes, 5 to 7. Hey, can somebody set a timer?
I can keep a timer. It is currently 9:20, so at 9:25 we'll be done. That gives us just over 5 minutes.
Okay, well, Shogun, I expect you to write, so you have to set an alarm and not a timer.
Okay. I'll set
You
a timer.
dig?
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't
set
want
an
you to watch. I don't want you watching the clock. I don't want anybody watching the clock. Take all the time you need. Like I said, 5 to 7 minutes. Hit me with a notice that is 5, and let everybody wrap it up at 7. Right?
Okay.
And I'd like who's the top of the Kasheka. Can you give us a topic to write about?
Summer.
Summer. All right, one word, perfect. That's what we're doing. So we're writing about summer. We're gonna take 5 to 7 minutes to write about summer. Free form.
All right, so I'll give a note at 5 minutes.
Yeah, give it another 5 minutes to try to wrap it up. But the honestly, the objective of this is to inspire, right? So even if you don't finish your poem right now, you can always finish it later.
Can we do freestyle poetry as well?
Absolutely. Whatever you feel. We're just gonna take five. We're gonna take 5 minutes to write whatever you want. And if at the end of the 5 minutes, if you want to do freestyle for however long, you're absolutely more than welcome to.
Sounds good, man. So you want to do freestyle for last, right? Right now it's the professional type.
Right now we're taking a little bit of time to write, um, and then at the end of 5 minutes, we're gonna wrap it up after 7, right?
Perfect, man.
And then we'll go from there. This is definitely free form. Is all art, bro. We're here having a good time, you know.
I love it, man.
You ready
All
for
right,
the
so
5 minutes?
yes, sir.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
everybody either write or prepare yourself for freestyle poetry. We'll start 5 minutes now.
Hey, for those who've just joined, we're actually writing a poem right now about the summer. Fine.
Yeah, I'm ready whenever you guys are. It's great.
Yeah, I know, and this is why I asked Shogun to put a to put an actual like timer because
I did. I did a 5-minute
Oh,
timer. I said about a minute. I said about a minute
We're not-
ago it was 5 minutes.
and we're past that now.
Yeah, we're probably about 7 minutes now.
Oh, okay.
Beep.
My bad. Apologies. I didn't hear that.
I might not have come through when I said 5 minutes.
But were you right? Were you able to write too?
I wrote a poem, yeah, such as it is.
Okay. Do you want to go first, or it doesn't matter to me?
Sure, I'll go first. I haven't written a poem in years, and I don't even know if this counts as a poem, but I'll read what I wrote.
Please do.
Celestial lions, I'll go start from the beginning. Celestial lions lounging on emerald pagodas cannot speak the mysteries they know. Sphinx-like lies the verdant serpent, serene in its tranquil lethality. In its eyes find only patience, the death it promises, waiting only for an angel's fatal fall. Time breaks like venom, puncturing the veins of ignorance. Bloody stained, silken crimson falls, a silver voice and a final curtain call. And sweetly smiling, she who calls us says, I am where all stories end. The angel of death is my only friend.
Good job.
That was great, dude. That was great. You'll have to post that, dude. That was great.
Why do you have to start out with something so heavy, dude? That was actually absolutely fantastic. But
Thank you. I slipped up on my language a few times, but it was fun to write.
Yeah, that was great, dude. I enjoyed that.
I appreciate it. Who would like to read next?
yeah, I'll just go down the list because Shay could do. Would you like to read?
Sure. Okay. Anticipation, preparation. The crowd's shadows of last year still linger. Ready the boats, ready the rides. Fill those ice cream bins. They will come. That day fast approaches. They always come. Opening day awaits that one time of the year, summer.
Very
Short and
cool.
sweet and fun.
Yeah, I liked it. It was fun.
Okay, here we go. It brings the heat, burns the cheeks when they touch the seat, but that's just the meat. It's also the things we see, the familiarity when we visit family. It's plain to see that summer fun has become another one of those must be dones, with pools and fools who do but should not run. The sun it beats down on you and me. The sweaty shops are properly unequipped to handle things in a way that seems openly proper to God, honest. I ended right there.
Awesome.
That wasn't a bad ending.
I typed as much as I could. I mean, it's
No, it wasn't that ending. It was good.
we go with the flow and we have a good time. That's what this is meant for, right?
Yep. Good job.
All right, next down the list. Like I said, you're required to write, but you're not required to share. But
Okay. So, Seth, do you have one or do you want me to go?
Yeah, man. Can you go right? I'm still actually thinking. I'm so sorry, guys.
No problem.
oh, you're fine.
Okay. This one's called From the Heart. Fuck this brilliance right where it stands. If this is divinity, then you've come to the wrong man. Mud stomping, wood chopping, son of a bitch. And I'll cross the stars to dig your ditch. Vanity, profanity, shamelessness, and greed. You'd have a hard time convincing me. Taking credit for everything, well, except for the bad. That you'll put on the back of me. Weep your tears for these blasphemous cries. But no, you've never looked me in the eye. Take the measure. I'll wrestle with you now. Kangaroo, fuck, it's the big clown town. Can you sense danger? then you should hear it in my threat. Write this down, don't you ever forget. There ain't a god we haven't killed yet.
Damn. That was awesome.
Damn, bro. It's too relatable.
My favorite part was
magnificent.
kangaroo. Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say we do have a channel, right?
Yeah.
Will
You-
these
you
be
can put-
saved forever?
Yeah, I can post that.
Please do, bro.
Yeah. My favorite part was kangaroo fuck. It's a big clown town. That was awesome.
Yeah, I like that one.
What do you think, Seth? You gonna do a freestyle?
Was it all
Yeah,
free
I have a
style?
little one right here, man. I'm not sure if you guys have another one. It's because it's not very long, and I kind of want to add more to it because it's
Hey,
pretty good.
Hey, to be honest, Seth, that's kind of the point. That's kind of the point of this little workshop that we're doing right now. Is to inspire, and then we write something we don't usually write about, and then you can build upon it later.
Right.
That's kind of the point. You know what I mean? So even if like what I spoke was incomplete, you know, so speak some incomplete shit, and then we'll go from there, bro.
Okay. I'll just go from here. From oceans to motions, it feels like we drank too many potions. Young and fun was how it begun. The green trees, that tall grass, that shining sun. Oh, how you look so beautiful with your tied up bun. Your green eyes, that pearly smile. For you, my love, I'd walk 1,000 miles. To my number, to my phone, I continue to dial. But to know that you're still not on the other side anymore. Waiting for my love. Oh dear, my beloved. I shall move on. But without a doubt, I will always keep you in mi corazón.
Nice.
Very nice.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Good
Fuck
job,
yeah.
Seth.
How Hispanic are you?
I'm Hispanic, man. Yeah.
You're Hispanic, yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay, so
I think that's a funny question.
no, how Hispanic are you? Because you said en mi corazón, and like in my heart, like I fucking dig that, bro. I'm with you there. I'm Hispanic as well. So
I didn't make sense, but
What does that
it was
translate into?
heart,
In my
yeah,
heart.
from the heart.
in my heart, yeah,
I'll keep you in mi corazón. Yeah, like
yeah, in my heart, yeah.
it's basically a love story about how me and my ex started young and dumb, from poor to shore, because we ended up from the poors, and then we ended up in the shores of the lakes out there in Minnesota. We were young.
Beautiful, bro. It's beautiful. I was following you.
Yeah.
Put it on paper, dog.
I actually have it right here in my iPhone notes.
Immortalize that.
Post
shit.
it to the poetry channel here. I posted mine in the poetry channel.
Yeah,
Yeah, y'all's was great. Y'all's blew it out of the park. Like, you guys are like professionals, and Shoguns and Senkra and Kashekas. You guys are like good at this. Like, no joke.
Oh no, we're just well practiced, but we can start doing these every other week or so, and you'll be well practiced as well. But lucky you got to pick the next topic.
The next topic, for the next podcast.
No, for the next poem that we're about to do right now.
Nice. Let's do it. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Can we stop it after the second poem though, and we'll just keep it relatively short, and then you can do these on like a regular basis? Is that all right?
Oh, so you only want to do two? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, if that's all
Yeah.
right, and we'll do a longer one next.
I get it. This was a spur of the moment, and you have to regulate the rest of your server. I get that. No, that's fine.
I'm not trying to
Yeah,
rush us.
those two segments were cool. Those two
No,
segments were great. Yeah.
it's not going to be a rush. It's I greatly appreciate you doing this for us, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate you doing it for us too. So if you want, we can do one more topic, one more poem, and then we'll call that the first one.
Yeah, that's fine. Seth, you got to pick.
What's a good topic? Like what would be like 3 topics that you? What was the last topic?
Shaka said summer. And that was the only prompt. You can write whatever you want about summer, whatever that means to you.
I didn't even know there was a prompt.
Oh yeah. The prompt was summer. The next prompt is going to be from Seth. You can do like an idea. You can do a single word. Doesn't matter to me.
Okay. We'll do stormy nights.
All right. So should I set a
Sorry, Shogun, you lagged out there, buddy.
Should I start a 5-minute timer?
5
Well,
minutes.
it seems like you're pressed for time. So, and then I feel like that timer was a little too much. Let's do a 3-minute timer and then 2 minutes to finesse it.
Okay. You guys can hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to start 3 minutes now, and then there'll be 2 minutes after that. So starting now on the subject of stormy nights. Ten seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you want to take some time to finish up your poem, do so now. Take maybe one more minute. All right. Pens down in about 10 seconds.
Okay, let's go reverse this time. I'll go first. Huh?
Sounds good.
Okay. So everybody should have their pens down.
Yeah, we're done.
Yep.
I think it is very courteous to put your pens down once the first person starts reading, for this specific reason.
Nice.
If you're still writing and honing your poem, then it doesn't really give the reader the courtesy of listening.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I already stopped.
So my shit is unfinished, undone, but I will read it as is, and nobody, like I said, everybody in the channel has to write, but not everybody has to read. So you have to write. It is guaranteed that you have to write. You know, as being part of the being part of the little poetry workshop, but you don't have to read. So if you want to get skipped, it's nothing but a skip, and nobody will judge you, and we'll just move on to the next person.
Okay. So Tios wanted to go first this time, if that's okay.
Okay, so we'll go from bottom. So we'll go from bottom up this time.
Sounds
Tios
good.
goes first. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
This one is called Clint Black. When I grabbed her hand, I knew with a smile that she wouldn't forget this for quite a while. Dancing in the rain for old Clint Black. Just like a movie, we were clearly insane. But we didn't care as we danced in the rain. 15 years later, she gave me a call. She didn't remember why we split or what was the ruse. She sang a lyric and it brought back the pain of losing the girl that went dancing in the rain.
Wow.
That was nice. I like that.
Yeah,
was
too,
I like that a lot.
real. It might be too real, bro.
Hey, big.
All right.
This is great.
That was really good. Yeah, I like the sequence of it and the way it ended. So does
Who
that
wants to
mean
go
I
next?
go? Are we going bottom up or just taking turns?
Bottom up, yeah.
Okay, so that means I'm up next. Okay.
If you wish, yes.
Yeah, no title. Black skies and bone white light. Chaos shatters the void of dark. Rain washes away the blood of yesterday's war. The promise of a clean new day that the dead shall never know. The sword we live by falls from a cold hand. Tears are lost in the torrent of heaven. Let the dead mourn the dead. Dawn is for the living.
Beautiful.
It was actually very beautiful, and I like that you brought it from the bottom up.
Short but heavy. Yeah, I like that.
Do you know what I'm saying though? It seems like he started with the worst part of it and then brought it up to the top where it all started.
Read that one more time, man.
Yeah.
Please do.
Okay. Black skies and bone white light. Chaos shatters the void of dark. Rain washes away the blood of yesterday's war. The promise of a clean new day that the dead shall never know. The sword we live by falls from a cold hand. Tears are lost in the torrent of heaven. Let the dead mourn the dead. Dawn is for the living.
Wow. Yeah, that
was good for 3 minutes, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Very, very powerful poem.
Appreciate it, guys.
Let's go, boy.
It's unfinished, but let's go ahead and do it. All right. Clouds begin to hover. The moon suddenly hides from its cover. Owls begin to howl. I believe there should be no dry. Someone must get a towel. The stars begin to disappear from sight. The mud begins to slide. Gust of wind blows through the fly. Oh, look, the sky is beginning to cry. Oh, how could the storm begin to shy? From God's shiny might.
Huh?
Bruh, I feel like you learned a lot about yourself in that poem right there.
I feel like I did too, man.
Am I
But
wrong?
lately it's been raining so much, dude, that I've been paying attention, like the way it smells, the way it begins, like you can suddenly begin to see the moon start to cover. Like it says right here,
Yeah.
clouds begin to hover. You can see the clouds beginning to hover
Yeah.
over. You know, I'm so used to getting sun during the day because I work from home, right? So I come to the backyard and get the sun. But lately I've been observing the sky, especially at night, and I can see the clouds begin to hover. The moon suddenly hides from its cover, and I always hear an owl that begins to howl. And of course, I believe it's starting to get dry. Someone should get a towel, right? Because, you know, I'm outside. I need a towel. And then the stars begin to disappear from sight. The mud begins to get sly. So the mud starts to, you know, get drippy droppy from the little bits of drizzle, and it begins to smell different, right? And then the gust of wind blows through the fly. Oh, look, the sky is beginning to cry. Like the sky is starting to, you know, rain, right? You can feel
Yeah, absolutely.
the water. And then, oh, look, the sky is beginning to cry. Oh, how could this storm begin to shy? The storm will never shy. The storm is always going to be there. But are you going to shy from the storm, or are you going to rise from the storm? Right. Yeah, absolutely.
It's very descriptive, and it's very has like double meanings throughout the whole way through. I think it's very good.
That's how we got to do it, man. On our poems, we got to basically describe what may have come out from our heart, right? That's the best, most conscious way to go about these poems, I believe, because it's kind of like freestyle. If you think about it, we're going.
Bro, that's exactly what we're doing here.
I
Very
like how
good
you were
stuff.
being
Thank
poetic about with your description afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the poem.
good stuff.
Okay. So you ready?
Yep.
Okay. Stormy nights, right? The thunder of the night encapsulates us all. The fall of a god, perhaps. Never that, to be sure. Thus we will pray to them to be sure that our fallen men will reach the shore. I implore angels to see us, merry men, like horses in a stable, well fed and waiting to be bred. And yet the lightning is still frightening, and we will kick.
Awesome.
Wow. Yep. There you go.
Good job.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, everybody. So we're going to close today's poetry workshop with
I don't get to do
Kashika's.
mine?
No, Kashika, guess you do hers, bro.
I know, like,
Don't
hey.
forget about Kashika.
He was just about to say with Kashekas, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's
Sorry,
okay.
Shogun.
Shogun's like, dude, come on.
Who's being poetic there too?
Yeah. I guess we can leave it at Kashika's. I'm sorry, Shogun. Did you want to do your closeout or do my closeout, or do you want me to do my closeout first?
No, I was saying the last poem will be Kashika's, and then if you want to say anything to close up, feel free, and then we'll wrap up the recording today.
I'll do it after Kashika's, but I don't know how hard her poem is gonna hit. I don't know if I want to follow that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I thought you went already, but you're going to do another one. That's fine.
I'd rather close it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just meant if you want to like say any closing thoughts, not like a closing poem necessarily. But anyways, Kashika, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Stormy nights. Boom. That crack was explosive. The cool breeze begins to strengthen. No rain? Will there be rain? Lightning, there it is with its flash. The count begins. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang! With a shake I feel in my gut. What a sight. Those clouds and lights, just wow. What a show.
Perfect.
Absolutely glorious.
That was wonderful. I love that. Yeah, that was great.
Aka Shaka, just by chance, do you live in a place that doesn't have like big mountains?
No big mountains. There's
No big
small
mountains?
mountains, but mostly just a little
Mostly
up and
just
down,
mountains?
but not much. Yeah.
So I live in an area that doesn't have like big mountains or mountains like that. And I get glorious light shows. And so it's super relatable because I think I do get the same light shows that you do.
Oh yeah, I think they're fantastic.
I
I
fucking
love
love it.
watching them.
I think it's absolutely splendid. But thank you for sharing your poetry, and and I'd like to extend this thanks to everybody for sharing their poetry. Like I said, I hope I be able to do these more often. And thank you, Shogun, for hosting us. And if you'd like to close it out.
All right. Thank you so much, Senkra. That was a blast. We can do these as often as you want. And hopefully we'll do some more soon. Thank you, everybody, for sharing your poetry. Thank you, Senkra, for getting me to write a few poems. I haven't done that in years, so that was awesome. And that will conclude the first Temple Mount Poetry Slam and Poetry Workshop with Senkra. Keep an eye. We'll be doing more of them soon. Check out the Temple Mount podcast on BitChute and YouTube. And join us on the Temple Mount Discord server. Thanks very much. God bless.